Hi all. I'm audible and my screen is visible, right? Okay. Yeah, no problem. Lakshmi, you can unmute and talk, no problem. So, we'll be talking about like what we have discussed in our past class, which is on Saturday. Okay, so when you type users on the left navigator under user administration, you will be finding the user data. Uh, can you add my number to the group? Voice is working. Lakshmi, could you please chat with me? Sorry, talk to me directly. Rashika, is my voice is not audible clearly?
Yeah, you're good, Shreya. Your voice is good.
Now
Okay,
it is
yeah.
clear.
I just sent message just to add my number in the group. So
If you make the payment, I think if you enroll
yeah, I
into the
will make
course, they'll
now.
add
I
you.
will make now. That's what I just asking to add in the group.
Sure, sure. You can get in touch with Sarita. She can help you with this administration process. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So here we have 627 users, and previously we have created one user from the user table. So let's. I'm sorry. Why did I click on this? So now you guys are familiar with how to create a user manually and all, right? So I think this is a new instance. Okay, let me go and create a new user quickly. We'll fill this required information. See, I didn't provide the first name, last name because we are in a, we are just creating a usual account here, and you can also create a mail. Swapnil. So it is very simple to create a user account. Either you can use the sys underscore user table dot form or dot do, and it lands you on the same record where you can go and create a user profile. And for roles which we have already seen, for a user profile, you are able to add a role, but this is not considered as a good practice. We should only add roles from a group. For example, here to open the group table, just type group on the left navigator. Under user administration, you will have a groups. Okay, so can you please share the link? Which link? Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna, you can unmute and talk. I'm not clear with your query. Which link you are
To
asking me?
create this account.
Okay, sure. I'll give you the recordings and link. I think you have missed the whole classes, right?
Yes, yes.
Don't worry. We'll give you the recording, and that will help you creating the account. Okay.
Okay, okay.
You
Thank
can
you.
follow today's class, and for previous classes you can go through the recording. So from here we have a flexibility to create a new group, which is like ServiceNow ITSM developers. Okay, and to have a manager to this group, you can just will select different user. Okay, and save it. Now I have created a dummy group. I'm adding a role called ITL role to this group. So all the time, whenever you have a requirement, you can check the user which role he needs and which all groups have this role. And you can also get that information from the user asking for a group name. Okay. And here coming to group members, you have a option to select the users. For example, we are giving it for Swapnil. Why my user account is active only, right? So, if you see, I have created a group now. Instead of searching it on the left navigator, under history, everything gets audited. So, you can also open the group name from here. So, ServiceNow ITSM developer is a group I have created. And let me see why the Swapnil name is not getting shown here. Swapnil. Okay, we'll do one thing.
Maybe reflecting it will take time.
No, immediately it has to reflect. Actually, it could be a catchy error, but that's okay. Uh, let's copy the sys and search for that user sys. So how we do that? Just click on edit. Edit will take you to the list of users that are there in the system. Okay, here we have a search filters. Just type sys is and paste that sys whatever we have copied and run this filter. Maybe catchy error, I guess. It is not reflecting directly. See, even with sys I'm unable to find the user. So to remove cache on the browser levels, cache.do. Okay. So performing this action, it will remove the cache on the browser as well as on the platform level. Sometimes it might take 2-3 minutes to reflect the data. That is fine. Let's go and add some other users in the meantime. This is group. Group members I want to add. I don't know what's wrong here. Let's add Andrew Jackson and Andrew Och. Now these two members will directly have this role on their profile. Okay, see, group members are two. Now if I want to add any parent group to this group, that also we can do it. See, I can create a group from here. That also gets added. Other way, you can select the group name from this parent group. For example, let's go and add database has a parent group. Save it. Refresh it. See, the parent group is database. It is clearly saying. Now if I go back to user group, let me open user table, sys_user. This is the backend name of your user table, and this is a shortcut that you can directly redirect you to this particular table. And when I just click on created, see, I can see Swapnil, but let me give the first name and last name also. Swapnil. No. Might be, yes, we have missed this first name and last name, right? I think it was showing empty in the beginning of the string. I think I got it. I'll help you out now. See now, just click on edit. Hopefully it will reflect now. Yes, you got it. The first name and last name are treated as empty previously, and system was showing us some space. That means the empty space it is considered. That's the reason while searching with sys I was not able to search the record. But now if I take the sys see, this is the header banner, guys. Just give a right click, copy sys. Just come here on the group members or wherever you want to search the sys of that user. Okay, here you can use this sys which is a field, and operator is, and paste that value. Okay, run the filter. Actually, I added the user, so it is not reflecting here. I'm sorry. Swapnil. Okay. Save it. Refresh. Only after refresh, you will be able to see the changes. Okay. Now, sys ID. is, see, it has showing me the Swapnil name. Now I can just, this is to add the user to our list. This is to remove the user from the list, and this save button, both of them function the same. And now we have 3 users and 1 parent group, 1 role to the list. Now if I refresh Swapnil profile, it has to reflect me the roles, but 40 roles are there because ITL role itself have too many sub roles inside it, and he's part of this ITSM developers group. Okay, that is fine. It is working exactly how it has to work. Now I'll take another user from the list. Dot list. See, I'm just going to next page. David Miller. Okay, he don't have any roles and groups. Now what I'm going to do, add him to database group. Okay, click on edit. See, I can search here for database directly. We have database Atlanta, database San Diego, but we are going with a generic database. So just select the same and save the changes. Refresh. He's added to the database group, and there is no role to database group. I guess that's the reason. See, there is no role. Maybe we'll add a admin role. Save it. See, and it have a 4 subgroups. What are those? ServiceNow ITSM developers, database Atlanta, database San Diego, NYDB. These 3 were created by admin. If you want, just click on this gear icon, or by system it shows get this created by field, created field on the form, updated by field, updates. Okay, having these fields that will give you information when this group is created, by whom this group is created. See, glide maintenance, this is a one method they have created a 3 users in the past, and if you check, it was 2 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, but today we have added ServiceNow ITSM developers as a child of this database group. Now you got it. This is how parent-child relationship works. But if you want to delete your ITSM developer group, so you have a delete button. As an admin, I'll be able to do this, but in real time, you may or may not be given a admin role. And deletion is not a good practice again. See, roles are removed first. Refresh it. And from database group, our group name is also removed. Okay. And if you just go back to user table, like group table, sys underscore user underscore group dot list, you'll not be able to find our ServiceNow development group. Okay, I have given like ITSM developers, so I'll search with this. See, app developers, app engineers. That is fine. Now I'll go and create one more group. Snow ITSM dev team. Test dev team. If you just check Swapnil profile, see, though he's removed from the group, the roles are inherited to his profile. Okay. Now I'll add a admin or some other role that is required. Save it. I'm adding some 2-3 random users along with Swapnil. Okay, we'll go and create a child group also. You can also do that from here, or you can select it from the parent list. Okay. ITSM testing. Submit. Okay, and in ITSM test team, I want to update a role. See, but why I have directly got this role? Can someone help me? Because parent will inherit the features to the child. That is how the rule is added directly from the parent group. See, Snow ITSM dev team has granted this admin role. You can also check this from here. Coming to group members, you will just go and add some 1-2 users again. Anthony, Annie. Now my group, I have created a group, I have added a role, I have added a child group for that group, and in that child group, it was able to reflect the role that is there in the parent group that is working absolutely fine. And here also I have added 2 members. Everything is going as per best practices. Now I'll try to delete the parent group. Roles, groups, users. These are the major key components to run any business. Why I'll tell you, users, without users, there is no business, and users need to have a rules, right? Based on the role that you carry on your profile, that decides what all accesses you can perform in ServiceNow, what all actions you can do. Okay, that is defined by the role that you hold on the profile, and adding a role to any user is always done through a process called adding him to a group. And why these groups are here, for example, we have 100 plus users need a role, so we always go and give a role to a group, and who are all part of that group gets inherited with that role. And if the 100 users doesn't need the role also, we go and remove the role on the group. Okay, coming to groups and user administration, instead of searching like this all the time, you can just bookmark this. Okay, just click here on the star mark and add it to your favorites. Just refresh here. Here also you have a refresh option. See, groups. Now I can directly open it every time from here. And if I just run one simple condition, don't worry, we'll be working on this filter conditions created on today. Okay, these are the fields that we have in ServiceNow. This is the operators like equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, all this we can perform. And here you have options like today, yesterday, tomorrow even. Okay, I will be discussing about all those. See, today we have created 2 groups, and I'm able to see 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. Now, Snow ITSM dev team. This is the parent group, right? Now I'll try to delete this group. Deleting this record will result in automation deletion of following related records. Okay. See, I have deleted the parent, and the role of that child is also deleted. You got it now? Or you want me to explain this again? Hello? Afra, Lakshmi, Naveen, Rashik.
Could you please tell me again, Shreya?
Okay, so we have created a parent table. We have a parent group here, sorry, and we have added a role, and that role is been inherited to a child group. You got it? Up to here, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
After adding that users to that group, we just cross checked everything is in place or not. Then unfortunately there was a situation that I have to delete my parent group. In that scenario, whatever the roles that are being inherited from a parent group to child group, the role was removed because the parent group itself doesn't exist in the system. So the roles that carry it also got removed. So the roles doesn't reflect on the child group. You got it? You can
Yes, yes.
rewatch the recording. It will be more clear for you.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll do this activity again and show you if you are not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I can add any other roles like this again. See, if you refresh it, the two users, Annie Approver and Anthony. Let's open Anthony profile from here. He have a, let me open this group in another tab. Catalog admin, and see catalog admin, because this catalog admin might have a sub rules that also added. Okay, so when I just see this inheritance map, I'm not sure whether it got fixed. No, but in other instances it is working, guys. Like any one of you have tried this looking into inheritance map? Lakshmi, Naveen, Rashikar.
I didn't
Hello.
try. I didn't try, Shreya.
Okay, that's fine. But today try to see whether that option is working in your profiles or not.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Because that role inheritance maps tell you from which group this user is getting this role. Okay. So now Swapnil holding almost 40 roles, but he is removed from the group. That group itself is deleted, but the role is still applied to his profile. Okay. I'm sorry I didn't log into my other instance. Otherwise, I would have shown you this rule inheritance map, how it shows the hierarchical image and all. See, it is just giving him user role active. That's it. Let's talk about some theory and let's do some other activity on this. Let me open our notes. So here, ServiceNow ITSM. There are some tables that each one of us has to remember. Those are incident table, problem table, change table, knowledge table. We have 4 types of managements which are taken care here in the ITSM. What are those? Incident management, problem management, change management, and knowledge management. These are the tables derived from the base table called task table. What is this base table, task table? Everything I'll be talking about it. We can put this topic aside for now. Coming to groups and roles and users. So now you know sys underscore user is a backend name of a user table. By just adding this list in capital letters, that lands you on the user details like user table. You can see all the user information. If you just type a list in the small letters within the same current tab, you will be able to see all the user information. If you want, I'll just show you practically. So this is our left navigator, sys underscore user dot list. See, I'm able to see all 628 users information. This is the user table dedicatedly to store user information. But if I type sys underscore user dot list within the same current tab, the list gets open. Okay. And to open user form, sys underscore user dot do, that opens on the current tab. This is to create a new record. Sys underscore user dot do again in capital takes you on the new form. If I want to use another method, sys underscore user dot form, this also takes you to the same form. Like which method you are comfortable, you can use either do or form. See, I'm comfortable using form, so I'll type form. Is it clear? So we have out of the box tables in ServiceNow like task table, sys user list. Here we have total information about tables. Let me open our third class. See, users are individuals who use ServiceNow within an organization. The system administrator has authority to create a new user, browse through the list of existing user, delete a user, impersonate a user using the user ID. To open the list of existing users, go to users module inside your system administrator application. Okay, so this is the usual definition. So sys underscore user or users on user administration. Try to remember at least one method. Group. A group is a set of users who share a common purpose. That means the duty of their work is common. Group may perform tasks such as approving or change request, resolving incidents, receiving email notification, performing work order task, and groups are a shortcut way of assigning roles to user. Okay, there will be a questions why I'm highlighting this point again and again. What is the best practice to add a role to a user? This could be a straightforward question. You can simply say adding a role to a group and adding user to the group. This is what the process we follow, and this is only considered as a good practice. So adding role directly to a user profile is not a good practice, but if you have a confirmation from your managers or a leads to do that, you can go and proceed. Guys, is it clear?
Yes, Shreya.
Yeah. So from left navigator, you can search groups under user administration and open that, or you can use a group table, which is sys underscore user underscore group dot list. Okay, we have a different groups like software, hardware, network, cab approvals, database. We have a demo data here. Coming to your real time, all the data that you will have is a real time data. Similarly, you'll be able to find software group, hardware group, network group, but with a real time users, like it could be Naveen, it could be Lakshmi, it could be Infra, it could be someone else. Okay, and deletion of anything in real time is not a good practice. Coming to roles, role is a position granted to someone in organization to perform specific task or functionality. Role control access to features and capabilities in application and modules. The admin role provide access to all the features and capabilities. And how to access this role table, now you can clearly see how to create a role in ServiceNow. Just log in into ServiceNow as admin. In the left navigator, you can find user administration. Click on roles, click on new button, fill the name of the role and provide the description. What is this elevate roles? I'll be talking about it. That option is not there here, but you'll be finding it on the form. Okay, how to assign role to a user in ServiceNow? Single or multiple roles can be granted to user. Below are the steps through which you can assign a role to a user. So you can go through this and you can start working on adding a roles, removing the roles, cross checking how one role can contain a sub roles. So guys, you are aware of it, right? I think we have already done this exercise in our last section. One role can contain a multiple roles, or you want me to just uh, walk you through the same with one good example? If you guys confirm it, I can help you out. Otherwise, I don't know, right, whether you got you understood the topic or not. Like Tejashvi, Yashashvi,
I'm good,
Sairam,
Sneha.
Krishna.
I'm good, Shreya.
Okay, how about others like Naveen?
Yes, yes, Shreya. We are good.
Yeah,
Done.
so you can watch the recording. Otherwise, you can also let me know. I'm ready to explain the topic again. Okay, here is a provision in role from which can include one or more roles in a single role. So because of that, when the single role is granted to a user, he'll get other roles access as well. Okay, so what is admin role? As I told you, few roles are important. Only those roles we'll be discussing here. So the key element of a role will be responsibility for development and administrative task of a client IT service management environment to create complex system configurations, development of custom features, enhancements, complex reports and database query development based on customer requirement is nothing but your client requirement. All the rights to perform like database operations. Call it as like a CRUD operations: creation of anything, removal of anything, updation of something, deletion of something. Okay, all this only admin can do, and admin is also considered as a super powerful role in ServiceNow, and this access is not given to everyone until there is a requirement. Okay, coming to ITL role, which is also equally powerful, has admin role, but there is some restrictions here that ITL user cannot delete anything, and compared to admin, ITL role will have a uh, access to less features or capabilities to create something in ServiceNow. Okay, the role which is mostly or widely used is ITL. Through this role is granted to access service desk and technician activities, through which he can open, update, close incidents, not only of incident module, but of problem, change, knowledge, even your own custom table information he can edit, he can update, he can go and create. Okay. And most powerful role in ServiceNow is admin. Again, I'm giving you this point as a heads up. ITL user can perform all activities like admin, but no access if given to delete any application or a record. Delete operation is restricted to ITL user. Who is a end user then? End users are those who generally do not have any roles associated in this profile. That means we have a user called uh, Lakshmi, and she doesn't have any user. And for what reason then she'll be using ServiceNow? So she'll be just using ServiceNow to raise something in the ServiceNow application, mostly like a ticketing system, or to order something in the ServiceNow. Okay, and she is able to see the incident number, track the status of incident, get in touch with the person who is working on her case, and she can update the same to her manager. To this level of activities, she have a permission to do. Okay, who is self-service user? Anyone who logs in self-service portal is considered as a self-service user. By default, system automatically direct users to self-service portal if they doesn't have any rules. That means end users, self-service users are same. They doesn't carry any role on their profile. The activities that they can perform through self-service portal depends on the role that user logged in with to raise a request and track the status of the request. Only to this level they can perform or they can use ServiceNow. Custom rules. These are the rules which are not available in ServiceNow instance by default. Admin have a authority to create these rules manually or using XML formats. Some of the example roles like business rule admin, client script admin, UI page admin, UI script admin, it could be anything. I just gave you few. Roles clearly says that if user has a business rule admin role, then he can manage only business rules. I think it helps you to understand other roles. If we have a client script admin, we have a topic called business rules, client scripts, UI policies, UI actions, data policies and all, right? So even to perform certain actions, they need those rules. Okay. Here I have given more information how we define any user using their roles or responsibilities. Self-service user is also called as an end user with no role assigned. He can just create incidents, problem cases, idea request or usual request and track them. He can access and perform entire functionalities which are made available in ServiceNow platform. He is also considered as a proprietor of the ServiceNow instance. He can perform mainly the CRUD operations. Administrator can add and modify dictionary attributes. Okay, he can provide access to any other user. He can also install the required plugins. Admin plays a vital role in ServiceNow instance. ITL users, again, why I'm highlighting this end user or ITL user or admin, because these are something that are very important for us to understand. And coming to the practical activity, this you can do today. Basic configuration which we have covered in our last class, like designing the logo and the interface name and the tab title names. You can also try to do those activities. Create a user, create a custom role, create a group, assign a role to the user directly without adding to a group. You can also check this whether it is possible or not. But again, I'm highlighting this not a good practice until unless you have instructions to do from your team. Add a role to a group, add user to the group. Okay, recheck whether that group and rules are reflected on the user profile. uh, and also try to add a user to a group. That means already a group with the required rules is already existing, then just go and add some user to the group, remove role from the user, remove role from the group, delete the created user and recover the deleted record. So how to delete the user, how to recover it, I'll also show you that. Just open your user table, just type users. Under user administration we have this. I'm going to delete my Swapnil. How? What are the ways to delete a Swapnil? I can open his record. See, I can simply just select on delete. It will give me some warning message. Still, I'm want to delete. I'll be able to delete him. Okay. If you see the count is 628, refresh, refresh. On your left navigator, that means unified filter navigator, you have a option called deleted records. Under system definition, you can also add it to your favorites again. From here, you will be able to see the deleted records. Table name is sys_user. I can see Swapnil record when it got deleted just now. You can just click here. See sys audit delete. That means whatever you are going to delete in ServiceNow will be audited in this table. Here you can clearly see what is a table name. It is user table. Display value. That means what is your username, at what time it is deleted, and the document key of that particular deleted record. And this is a payload. Payload is something like a system converts our data in XML language. XML is a extensible markup language. It is supported in JavaScript and other few languages. We'll be using either XML or a JSON formats. In XML, again, we'll have this header and body tags. You can read the display name is Zane, who could be the manager of your manager, and the manager sys ID. Like this, you can read the information. System converts the entire form information into the XML language, and that is considered as a payload. When your manager says, could you please give me the payload, you can just copy it from here and provide it to your manager. Apart from that, you have a update button, delete button. If you want to delete this record permanently from the system, you can delete it from here. Otherwise, if you want to update something here, you can also update it. But if you want to recover it, you have this three buttons. See, not only on this particular functionality or on this table, wherever you see buttons, those are available two times, one on the top, one on the bottom. Both of them function the same. See, undelete with record. Are you sure you want to undelete this record, and all related changes you can let them know? Yes. Then your record will be back. See, it is recovering, and the execution rollback will take time. It has to be 100%. Now just refresh your user table. See, 628 records and Swapnil record is back. And up to a window frame of 7 days, this record will be there in the audit table. After that, it will be auto deleted by the system. Is it clear, or you want me to discuss anything so far what we have discussed in today's class?
It's clear, Sri.
Yeah. And I'll be modifying some information on the notes, and I'll be giving it to you guys. Coming here, we'll see what is a table then. See, when I just go back to sys_user underscore list, I can clearly understand I'm on a user table. That means all the user information is there. Okay. How this table is created? Let me open any one record from here. Like, let's go with virtual agent. Here we have a fields. What are those? User ID, first name, last name, title. We have many fields on the form, and you can also go and create your own custom fields. How to do that, what types of fields are supported, we'll be talking about that. Okay, but you have a fields to fill the information, and once you save the record, it comes and this record sits in this table. Okay, how this table is created then? User ID, name, email, active, created, updated. What are these fields? The fields that are there on your form are just treated as a columns here. See, user ID. All user ID information is listed in this column. Name, it will have a name of that column. Email, okay, Swapnil's email is this. There is no email for virtual agent. Again, Andrew O's email is this. So this, whatever I'm highlighting, it is treated as a columns. Okay, but when I save a record, that forms as a row. See, Swapnil name is this, his email is this, his account is active, he's created 38 minutes ago, updated 31 minutes ago. Okay, so clearly we can understand a table is a combination of rows and columns. Whatever I'm highlighting here, those are rows. Whatever I'm just hovering, those are columns. A table is a combination of rows and columns. How do we create this? Anyhow, user table is a out of the box table, but I have a requirement in my real time to create a table. How we do that? Just type tables. Okay, and under system definition, you can again bookmark this, or if you don't want the entire module to bookmark, you can also remove it. See, you can only bookmark the tables. Okay, refresh. See, system definition tables. I can open it every time. So what is the system definitions tables lands me to sys underscore db underscore object. What is this db underscore object? Because usually to store data, we have a databases, right? But here in ServiceNow has technology is more automated. Instead of working on database, will be working on table, because tables are the place where you store the information in ServiceNow, and these tables are correlated with databases in the backend. You will not have anything to do with the database here. Indirectly, you will just create a table. Directly, you will create a table, and indirectly, you store that data in the database. Is it clear? Directly we'll create a table here to store the data, and indirectly these tables are interlinked as a relational database management system, and they exchange the data between some other tables and all. So what is this sysdb object? Sys stands for system, db stands for database, object stands for every table is treated as an object here. Okay, and this is the parent table of all the tables in ServiceNow. It could be user table, it could be incident table, it could be problem table, it could be knowledge table. Okay, but all the tables information is stored in one table, that is sysdb object table, or you can call it as a tables of all the table. Even by typing sys underscore db underscore object dot list, see 5692 tables are there. There is one breadcrumb, that means one filter condition here. Let me remove it. 5692 tables are there. If you want, I'll just give you an incident table from here. See, if I type incident, I'm able to see incident fact table, incident task table. If I type for problem, see so many problem tables, and this is our problem table which we'll be talking about. Coming to change request. See, this is my change request table. Coming to ITSM, whatever we have created today, I'm not sure, but let's give. I think it's some dev we have given. So there are too many tables. Oh, I didn't create any table. I'm sorry. I have created a group, not a table. So to create a table, what we have to do, just click on new and create a table. Is it fine? Today we'll do this activity. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes. Hello?
Yeah, okay, Shreya.
Yeah. So sysdb object is a parent table of all the tables. After opening this particular tables, just click on new button to create your own custom table. Why I'm saying it as a custom table? Because the table which is not available in your baseline instance directly, or it is not out of the box table given by ServiceNow, when any user, it could be Lakshmi, it could be Infra, it could be Shravya, it could be anyone who is going to create a table, that table is treated as a custom table. Okay, a table is a collection of records in database. Each record corresponds to a row in table, and each field on a record corresponds to a column on the table. Application uses tables and records to manage data and process. So the same definition what I have told, they have just put it in a form of a sentence here. So let's give a table name as Apple. Okay, when I just see these two fields are mandatory fields. Without filling that, you cannot submit this. So again, you have a backend name which is u underscore apple. This is created by the system. Why it is starting with u underscore prefix? Because whenever you create something, system want to uh, want others to understand this is not out of the box table. This is a custom table created by someone else. So to understand that particular concept, ServiceNow has introduced this u underscore prefix. So wherever you create a new field or a new table, it starts with u underscore. This is how the custom tables are identified in ServiceNow. See, I just gave a label name and a name. The backend name is auto generated by system, and there are 6 fields that are created. What are the 6 fields? What is the use of the 6 fields? And we have two other options. I'll be discussing about those, but before that we have 6 fields. What are those? Sys id. What is a sys id here? As I told you, every record will have a unique identifier. Likewise, in ServiceNow, we have the SysID system, which is called as a GUID, globally unique identifier, which is of 32-bit characters. See, if I just take the SysID from here, let me open a notepad for you and paste that SysID. And when I just divide this in pairs, we'll have a 16 pairs. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 16 pairs. That means 32 characters. And if you see, it is containing alphabets A to F, 0 to 9. Okay. So this is unique for each and every record, each and every table, each and every functionality. Okay. This is purely provided by ServiceNow. So society is created by system, and we have a created field. That means at what time this table is created, we need this information. That's the reason the type is given as date and time. That will tell you at what date and at what time this has been created. And created by, it is created by system, or it is created by Shreya, or it is created by someone else. That can be tracked here on the created by. And the type is given as a string because usually the usernames will have alphabets, right? That's the reason string is a type which allows alphabets and numerics. So we go with the string type for any name fields. Updated again. See, created would be yesterday, and there are some changes that we have modified today. To track that, we have a updated field that tells you who has updated it by updated by when it got updated. The date and time again can be tracked here as the type is date and time. Updates. How many updates have happened? Only single update or multiple updates can be tracked here on the field called updates, and it is integer. It tells you 1 update, 2 update, 3 update, like this. Okay. So these are the 6 fields that are created as out of the box whenever we create any new custom table in ServiceNow. Whenever you provide a label name, the backend name is auto generated by system with the prefix u underscore for our identification that this table is a custom table. Along with that, 6 fields are created. What are those? SysID, created, created by, update, updated by, updates. And along with that, 4 ACLs are also created as out of the box. What is the ACL? Access control list. These are like adding a high level security in ServiceNow. We use this ACL concept, and ACLs have a create, read, delete, write operations. So if I just show you this, see, create operation, write operation, delete operation, read operation. So for each operation, system has created 4 ACLs. Okay, you can simply say create ACL, write ACL, delete ACL, read ACL. This is also one good topic, but to understand this, we have to learn many other uh, basics. So I'll be teaching this topic maybe after 20 or 25 classes. Okay, but meantime, you can simply remember system will create 6 fields which are created by update, updated by updates and SysID, and 4 ACLs to perform create action, read action, delete action, and write action. Okay, and what is this label name? Nothing but whatever is your backend name. And here you can see, is there any element or a language? Yes, it is running in English, and the label name is Apple, and the plural of this apple is apples, and at what time it is updated. Database index. What is this database index? That means what is unique in your entire table. If I give you an example here, we are in one school. Okay, we have 4 Shushmas. Okay, Shushma A, Shushma B, Shushma C, Shushma D. How do I identify that someone is looking for Shushma B? Okay, we'll have a roll number for Shushma. That is a simple identification. Again, the class Shushma B belongs to class 6. Okay, again Shushma C also belongs to class 6. Then how do I identify? One thing, with a rule number, definitely we can identify. Apart from that, we have a parent information. Shushma's surname, last name, parent information, blood group, this might be different, right, compared to Shushma C. Then using any of this information, I can track, okay, this user is looking for Shushma B, and I can give that information. Likewise, in ServiceNow, we have we have a unique identifiers. Like for example, if I'm talking about incident form, incident number will be unique for each record. Apart from that, sysID will be something which is very unique, which can never be disturbed, which can never be created by any other users like us. It is purely a system job to create a sysID, and there is no any other unique identifier other than sysID of that particular record or a particular table. That's the reason here all the time we have a primary key as a sysID in database management systems. Okay, DBMS. This is a uh, one of the management system to store the data, guys. Okay, if you are all from the background of IT or CSE, you will understand DBMS. You will have two types of keys: primary key and foreign key. Primary key is nothing but a unique identifier of that particular record. For example, I have a 10 Ratandeep stores in India. What is the supermarkets, right? So out of which I'm looking for Somajiguda, then how do I identify with the pin code? Right, likewise here we have a sysID which is very unique, which can never be disturbed, which can never be created by any user. That's the reason ServiceNow uses primary key as a sysID. And table has subscribed to any subscription model? No. What is this subscription model? Also we'll be talking about it. And coming to labels we have covered. Yeah, coming to the controls, for ACLs we need a role, and see, create access control. Security ACLs are required if any other than administrator need to work with this table. Creating default security roles will grant full access to this table to anyone with the user role you specify. So this role is required to perform this for ACL operations. Okay, if you want to modify this role, again you can just click here on the lookup icon and you can select some other role, or you can use the same role. So far, is it clear? Or any questions from anyone? We just have created a table. What all our providers has out of the box, we have cross-checked, and what is the primary key of the table and all, we just cross-verified.